Thursday, September 28th, 2025. A lot of people scattered after those two videos. Reality of who's doing this, hmm, and why they would be doing it. Hmm. My ex-husband David, his girlfriend Michelle, it's her dad. He was in debt to the drug dealers. Needed to find a sap and sucker that'd be willing to go along with the scam they could pull here. My ex-husband. Because you gotta think, Dave only made like $115,000. It's good money, but it's not great. You know what I mean? Why would you pick a 60-year-old man for an 18-year-old girl? And one that'd be, stupid enough and dumb enough to hurt his wife. Because you needed someone like that. John my son, was divorcing Melissa. He's 26 years younger, mid-30s, makes way over $150,000, even taught college, educated, successful. Why wouldn't you go after him to help you out with your scam? Because he wouldn't hurt Melissa, or he wouldn't let anybody hurt her. The difference of integrity. See, they called my ex-husband Midwest driver Rocky, and he kept coming home and saying it. I asked my brother Pete, I said, why they call him Rocky? He said he's dumb as a box of rocks. He'll go along with anything because he thinks it's funny. No common sense to stay out of stuff, not to get in trouble. He'll go along with it for the attention. He's sick like that. If he thinks he can get attention off of stuff, he'll do anything. So he fed off this. Get it? They needed a sap and sucker that would go along with anything for the attention. He's in debt to the drug dealers. Not my ex-husband, but Michelle's dad. So they need a sap and sucker that would go along with them hurting their wife and running a scam on him so he can pay back the drug dealers. January 13th, 23. My friend Matt. We met out in Worcester. He said, I work in a factory. I race horses professionally, though. He said, you told me what happened to you. On the racetrack, there's drug dealers. I went to one. I asked him if they knew what was going on with you. 2.5 hours away. He said all the Ohio drug dealers know you didn't know that agent over your case was in debt to those drug dealers. And they were, and that's why all this happened. And they're so angry. And then they put a threat on that agent's life. And I said, whoa, I don't believe in violence. But if he's in debt to the drug dealers and all this happened, he needs to be arrested. He said, it's not me. It's them. And he said it again. And I'm like, I don't believe in violence. I said, it's not me. I was just saying what they said. And that it's a drug scam from the drug dealers, human trafficking people. Okay? The next week, on January 20th, 23, he shows back up. And all these men come in and sit down. Okay? He said, I also have a friend on the police department. Knew about the case that agent opened with you. Knew about the Texas group involved in your case. Went through a big, long thing. Started drilling me till I was stuttering. Walked outside. by the U.S. Marshals. We're going to be taking care of this. That agent left her there. Can you imagine? He left her there. And he said he left her there. The shower scene in the other room, where they put videotape somebody else showering, put my head on their body. July 24th, 25 verified. Was already verified a shower scene years ago. Like 21. They admitted March 1st to 3rd of 21. They put clips together, put her in a porn. It's not her son. Then later on, what you're describing as showering. Ha 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 ha. She figured out what they did May 12th, 22 at noon. May 26th, 22 at noon. The shower scene in the other room. January 19, they said they photoshopped a feminine wipey above the toilet to make you look weird in another room, and they photoshopped all their lies. They had drugged me and told me to say stuff before. It wasn't the well water, it was that. We had bruises, throwing up, and infected. They were drug, beat, and raping you. They were drugging you until you say this. They were drugging you until you say that. Laughing in my face in 18 and 19, how they framed me. Okay, and then I can go through a whole long list of people, places, knowing I'm drugged, framed. Okay. All right. And they said, who would care if she was? You know what they said? He said she's weird with herself. Who would care if she was? It was probably them and not me. It was them and not me. And that's why they made a public fool out of him June 7th, 23, 10, 11 in the morning, mocking him for falling for this FBI agent John. Okay. And then confessed August 4th, 25, they used hypnotic drugs. That's why I had a mental taste in my mouth and no memory of anything before the FBI. August 5th, 25, as if Agent John didn't know they used hypnotic drugs on her when they drugged her and told her to say it before. That's why she has no memory. And she had a mental taste in her mouth. He was telling people he knew she was being drugged, being raped before the case started. And he even let him torture her. Is he some kind of coward? Then August 7th, 25, Walmart 62, they have those tapes. August 31st, 25, Summit Mall up in Macy's. It is documented, verified. They used hypnotic drugs when they drugged her and told her to say it before, and she has no memory of these people. I thought the well water was killing me, giving me cancer. I never even had my neighbors in my home. I had family repair guys, installation guys, and two silly officers on August 8th of 18 midnight. Light in the security system told me I looked like an alien orb, angry spirit, and told me to buy a dog and let a dog hand out. They didn't want bothered. Okay. I didn't have anybody else in my home. I thought the well water was giving me cancer. Take a shower, go get in bed, wake up with giant bruises, throwing up, heart racing, almost passing out, and a severe swollen personal infection. Come in from working outside, wash my hands, make a sandwich, and pour a Diet Coke out of it, 2 liter into a glass, set it down on the coffee table, go in and go to the bathroom, wash my hands better, come out and take a drink, and then we'll go to the same black, the same thing. I thought coming in contact with that orange well water was killing me. I thought it was giving me cancer, causing the infection and the nauseousness, throwing up, and almost passing out. I thought it was toxic. Here it just had high levels of different irons in it. Like the doctor said, they wouldn't have done anything. But if it would have been really extremely toxic, like E. coli or something like that, yeah. But we had a test that just had different levels of iron, different types. That do nothing. Okay. All right, so getting back to this, but it is my ex-husband's girlfriend's father. He needed us to happen. Sucker, he's in debt to those drug dealers. December 18th, 24, Walmart 62, they still have the tape. Guy comes in, Michelle didn't know, or Karen didn't know who Michelle was till February 19th. No, I made sure of it. I remember him saying that, walking by me and the police officers. I told those people she didn't know who she was, and I made sure of it. Told you that. What how young she looked. I didn't believe a word out of her mouth at Faith Family Church when she came in and announced herself. I didn't believe her. She looked too young. Dave was 60. She's supposed to have been 18 at the time, and she looked 14 to 16. Even the cops thought so. Told her she'd come in, and she said, I'm the one that dates Dave. I look back, and she points at me. I'm the one that dates her husband. It's like, you don't even look 18. He's 60. Look back, you don't look 100 pounds. You're just running around. And I'm like, I don't believe you. I look back, and she said something about sleeping with the boys. That's a cartel. Okay? And that she had one of the guys' clothes on. They were too small. And the way they were fit, I mean, I thought she looked like a teenage prostitute in that other guy's clothes. Well, so the cops. We go to walk out, and they're talking. Are they trying to set her husband up for going out with a teenage prostitute? I thought, maybe. Is she even legal? Thought that one too. What is she, 15, 16? Thought that one. One cop said I pegged her at 14. Guy walks by. I told those people she didn't know who Michelle was, and I made sure of it. The guy that showed up December 18th, 24, Walmart 62 with that guy was there January, February 19th. Okay. So the cops thought that, and with her saying she slept with the boys, that's what they called the cartel. She had the clothes on, the way she was dressed. Even the cops thought it. Get him? And then why would you let your 18-year-old daughter date a 60-year-old man that's trying to kill his wife? You wouldn't. Except for you're scamming him. How much you want to bet? And it's going to come down to this. Where my friend Matt said that agent over your case. He's not an agent. He's not over my case. It's just Michelle's dad. He's in debt to the drug dealers. They need to run a scam. Need to get money. Need to find a sap and sucker that can run a scam on. I picked out Dave. Had their daughter go flirt with him. Talk him into harming me and running a scam. To pay back the cartel. They picked out him. Because why would you let your daughter at that young age date somebody at 60 that's trying to kill his wife? You wouldn't. Except for your scamming. Because you're in debt to the cartel and they will kill you if you don't pay them. And you're desperate. December 18th, 24, come in. Karen didn't know who Michelle was till January, February 19th. No, I made sure of it. Oh, he knew I didn't know her. See, don't let them play you. They knew I didn't know her. I hardly left the house without Dave. Dave worked the night, so we ran around all day together. In the evening, I had the twins, or Flora and Crystal. I had all four of them. And sometimes Gabriel. They knew I didn't know her. Just a handful of times did I go to McDonald's and then run him up McDonald's at work and then came home. He was my life. My family was my life. There was times I worked out of the house in businesses, banker, loan processor. But then I come home and take care of my family or and him. So that's where they knew I didn't know her. Where would I know her? I wouldn't. They knew that. So don't let them fool you. And where he said she honestly didn't know who she was. Tell them no, I made sure of it. Till she announced herself, I still never talked to her. Hmm? And I told that drug dealer that bet after everything he had done to her, no one had ever wanted her. He's in with drug dealers, betting over this. Own confession. To leave her alone, I heard Karen's getting remarried. Hmm? I knew she had it in her. Okay. January 5th, 25. Told you out in where I had been out in Worcester with Maddie on January 20th, 23. When the marshal showed up. Okay. Some investigators came in January 5th, 25, Walmart 62. What is this? Another FBI agent lied to the U.S. Marshals. She was weird with herself. We always knew it was photoshopped. Of washing herself in the shower, they photoshopped that. And they had drugged her and told her to say it before. We already got the agent over her case taped, saying he let all this happen because he thought she threatened his daughter. And she didn't even know who she was. Was the FBI getting even with her for thinking that she threatened one of their children or one of their kids? And she didn't even know who she was. Do they realize how not funny this is? Walmart 62. So they're calling him the agent of my case. He's not. Get it? Are you getting it? January, what is it? 30th or 31st of 25. I'm down in Carrollton, Virginia. It's a restaurant. There's a table full of guys that stuff's. I'm not going to take that. So I said something. They walked out. And I started talking to Carl about Terry Coverly seeing them. That guy almost kidnapped me. This guy goes. And about it being a medication error. Medical malpractice almost killed me years ago. Okay. Well, later on that day, Walmart 62. He shows up with the guy from December 18th, 24. Walk in. He said, I told those people I didn't think any of this is funny. Hmm? When I found out that she didn't even know who Michelle was, he said, I found out Terry Coverly seen them almost kidnap her. That guy almost kidnapped her. I felt bad about everything. And it was a medication error that made her sick before and almost killed her. I really feel bad about everything. I told her ex-husband when he called down in my office. I told him to tell him I wasn't there anymore. I'm tired of dealing with him. Tell him the police said that she had rights and no one can say a word. Where even Josh said, where I was talking to him about dating this retired Maslin police officer. He said, Maslin police? He said, Maslin. There was a guy in Maslin helping him get away with everything. Dad found out he wasn't there anymore and he fled the country forever. Where January 25th, 2019, what is that guy's problem in Maslin involving himself in crimes? No one can do this. Why is he involving himself in crimes? It's him. Yesterday, on the 27th, September 27th, 25, Summit Mall, people were talking. That's the one, her ex-husband's girlfriend's father and his friends, and a drug scam on. Then had some idiot girl. You're lucky you told Michelle how to take care of herself. They were really going to take care of you for saying she looked like a teenage prostitute. Honey, that was 6 years ago. And the cops were saying it too. She had some other guy's clothes on that she had slept with a bunch of men that night. So when you say you slept with the boys, and that's what they were calling the cartel, and you still had one of their clothes on, in the way that they were fit, She looked like one, and it was church. She said she slept with the cartel, and she had one of the guys' clothes on. They didn't fit her. Get the idea. The cops were even thinking she was. And she is a very beautiful girl. And shame on that guy for using his beautiful daughter for a drug scam. And they were only scamming my ex-husband so they could pay back the cartel. Do you realize how many times they said that guy was in debt to the drug cartel? August 30th, 23, I'm up in Fred Martin. Some guy comes in and him and his family gets on the phone. He said, are you going to pull over and meet her? You don't want her to know who did this to her? Did you get enough money to pay him back? Tell him to leave her alone if you paid him back. Do you know how many times they talked about that drug debt? December 2nd, 22, Alliance, Wendy's at noon. Some guy said, is that the one that church tried to have killed? Yes. I heard she didn't get any money out. I said, no, it's the one guy from the K's stealing all the money. Since the first day, anytime, all the money can. October 4th, 23. Now in April to June of 19, they talked about a mass shallow lore. Two heavy-set blonde girls with the Florida drug cartel announced in Louisville they were stealing for them. October 4th, 23 in Maslin. One had lost a lot of weight. Okay? They were there. That Will was stealing for them. October 6th, 23, Walmart 62. First thing in the morning, ladies by the food aisle were saying that girl that's running around telling everybody they're stealing for her is one of the guys' girlfriend from the case. June or July of 23, up in Akron, they told my client's neighbors. They showed up. He was complaining, said, I told that Lauren I don't want her and her friends up here anymore. Because they were up there saying how he was stealing for them, and they were telling everybody in Akron that he is stealing for them. And they're two heavy-set blonde girls from the Florida drug cartel. He's supposed to be dating one. See, if you don't pay the cartel back their money, they'll kill you. Mm-hmm. Pull January 30th, 25, Saturday the 31st, Walmart 62. I'll go in there. They'll come in the other side. You can hear real loud talking. Pull December 18th, 24, Walmart 62. They still have it. Put them together. And then January 5th, 25. At Faith Family Church. First, Michelle told everyone she was Agent Will's daughter. And then she was retired Judge Pete's daughter from where they were pulling that scam. Friends with Luda, let him get away with crimes with the Florida drug cartel. She was there with a fake FBI agent that tortured me and the fake Portage County sheriffs. September 18th, 25, Walmart West Task investigators are behind me. Where September 10th, 25, Tuscarawas County Courthouse, a group of that guy's friends was down there lying to the courthouse trying to get Agent John's case thrown out. and they're discrediting me, okay, and lying, okay. So September 18th, 25, that guy's office was down in that courthouse lying to all of them. It's not funny. The men that work for his office were the ones telling everyone they were the Portage County Sheriffs. On September 21st, 25, Summit Mall, a week ago, Saturday, 8 days ago. That would have been the 20th. September 20th, 25. I'm in Summit Mall. Girls are walking around where she had that panic attack when she heard that one guy's voice outside. And they said that's the guy that tortured her. They said he actually just works for that office, and it's not funny. He's telling people he's FBI. No, it's not. And when you realize all these people work for that guy and his friends, they're just running a drug scam. Yesterday, people were talking. That's the one, her ex-husband, his girlfriend's father and his friends were in a drug scam on. They're talking about it all over Summit Mall, how not funny this is. Put the clips together of the ones in Walmart. It's Michelle's dad. See, she told everybody at first she was Agent Wall's daughter. He's not an agent. He's the one that's been telling everybody he was agent over my case. He's not. Agent John is. Agent John has a deep, raspy, scary, mean voice. Yesterday in Summit Mall up in Macy's, some federal agents were following me around. Does she know? The one guy who was talking, does she know we watch her? He said, yes, she's an informant. I sat down by the bras on a stool, waiting for my brother to get done. He was trying on some clothes. And Carl and I went and found a chair to sit in. I heard him walking around in the distance. Seeing people forget the FBI is really involved. Open a real case. And you know, with them selling the login where they said the first 2 months of the case, Will found another way of making money off the case. He's selling the login for $25 a month. It's Michelle's dad. Where it's on Google, M13 is live streaming protected custody cases for people to be followed and harassed. He's the one that sold it to the cartel. Selling government technology. It's awful. Where those guys said, well, we know Faith Family Church, they show videos of it. And they yelled at that guy for torturing her. Don't you have the login? They sold it to even 5-year-olds. Teenagers. It's on the internet. I don't know where. But it's on the internet. I had 60 to 100 people say something about watching the rape and torture, different parts of the case. Over 60 to 100 just for the rape and torture. In 21, I was out with this one client. He said, Karen, this is crazy. People admitting to drugging you and telling you to say it before. And admit to raping you in front of people in stores. They would laugh in my face in stores in front of people. Different people in different areas. I went in different states and they had the case. It's on the internet. Hmm? Need to log in, go to the guy in my old apartment. He likes to break how he was in office when they were following that agent. And he thinks the FBI gave him special permission to hurt me. No, they didn't. But he thinks he's all great and powerful. Agent John, I cannot wait till you arrest that bastard. He is the one, Michelle's dad is the one trying to get the uh, cases against all the drug cartel you arrested thrown out. Technicalities. Where January 19th, that agent told on her before. He talked to her. That's a legal loophole. Then later on, he didn't have the authority to ask her to stay quiet, and he's already told on her. He was defrauding her. Can't use something fraud. And see, then they start saying how you stole the money from the case, how you opened the case just to steal from the government. Started slandering you. Made a public fool out of you June 7th, 23. And then called you a coward on August 5th, 25. And then they talked about having those tapes of them admitting to using a hypnotic drug on me to cause sleepwalking, the mental taste, and no memory. And them calling you a coward, August 7th, 25, Walmart 62. And then August, what was it, 31st, 25, Macy's Summit Mall. That is documented, verified. They used hypnotic drugs on me. I don't have any memory of these people. I never had them in my home. I thought the Walmart giving me cancer. And they were even talking about how they were calling you a coward up there. They have talked about Maslin. But I've had as little as 5-year-olds. Mention having seen the case. Teenagers. And 23 teenagers in North Canton, that guy Will. No one should ever talk to him again. He's nothing but a child molester. Selling video. We all know they raped her. We all know that. And him selling videos to 5-year-olds of a real rape. No one should talk to him. He's nothing but a child molester. I thought, honey, you're under 18. It makes him a child molester giving it to you. People, truck drivers, people in nursing homes. In 19, I'm a notary, okay? Went in to do a notary for someone in a nursing home. And guys in wheelchairs, look, it's Kara around the house. I'm like, oh my God. And they kept driving by, look, she's here. Big hit it. Gotta think that's when all the action had been happening. The rape, the torture, almost shot in the head driving, the gunshot night, facing stalkers, being human trafficked, drugged till I lost 70 pounds. Almost shot in the head driving, gunshot night. Was living through horror. And they were running it like a reality show. Yeah. My horror was public entertainment. But I'm going to go back to what I was talking about when they called you a coward. They said, why are they calling Agent John a coward? They want him found not credible, too. And he had no right around her. So everything he caught on police surveillance needs to be thrown out. He opened the case to defraud her. He didn't pay her. They're holding that above his head. That is what they're doing. See, they actually think, Agent John, you opened the case to steal. Because they're thieves. They think you opened the case to steal from me. With telling on me to that church, committing on a recorded lie, you had all those people in your office. You knew they were trying to kill me, mocking me, acting like a crazy occult person. Made fun of me for some guy named Pete. I found out Dave hired on his own. Still never, don't even know who it is. Okay? And then some kind of dirty doctor scam, not one of mine, works for them, and they lied. March 27th, 25. Michelle's supposed to been dating an agent. I heard it's supposed to be Officer John. I heard his name's not John. He's not an officer. I worked my case. Got it out of her that the doctor from before was never one of mine. He works for them, and they had lied he was one of my doctors. And she actually don't know who he is. And when they bashed in my head, they tried to kill me or they made incompetent. It didn't work. I had a dent in my head. They said it should have killed me. I had migraines for 2 years. I stutter now when I get upset. Now I have fast growing cataracts growing on my eyes, and I'll have to have them removed or I'll go blind. And they have to wait for them to get bigger before they'll take them off. And it's caused by the pressure in my head changing. They could have killed me. 12/21/18. Stabbed in the neck, bashed the head, beat, raped, and left for dead. And then on March 27th, 25, that idiot even got it out of Dave that a girlfriend from before me had to marry me to get a job at my dad's factory. And so she'd have free insurance. The lady using my insurance was another girlfriend. He could give her money, and he had even got out of the Vegas. Why would they say it offended them? Strange called me a faker 6 months later when I had nothing to do with that traffic accident. They said it didn't even concern them. Her father killed their son. Ran a stop sign. They just lied so people would help out. That man needs to raise. He got a lot of good information out of people. Now, I am very tired. It is Michelle's dad and his friends. You got the other ones, September 10th, 25, in Tuscarawas County Courthouse. In the prosecutor's office, they also, the judge over the restraining order that let that circus show go on and let them, wouldn't give a restraining order for my husband to keep his second wife's kids away from him. That stole a lot of money. And they dare call me a gold digger and he owes me money. They made up $1 million lie. It's like Gary Carl's son-in-law. It's believe in the big lie you make up. Told everybody he's a millionaire. He's not a millionaire. Not even a little bit. His farm neighbors had an oil well going. The oil well paid him to lay a pipe across his land, part of his land. Paid him 160 rand. Then a roadway onto the pipeline, another 140. He had to pay taxes on that. They took half of it. Then he got some royalty checks like everybody else in the whole area. Okay? That's all you get is royalty checks. Everyone gets it for miles around. They sold the company. They had an audit. We were like 66,000 overpaid. We're still negative 59,000. His out of the one check, he had to pay 50,000 in taxes. The other one, 40. Had to pay 10,000 the next year. He had to pay $4,500 to Louisville. That's not counting the state taxes. That are going to be like what, 8,000-10,000 each. Like I said, one check went to taxes alone. I have over 60 grand in cash checks from those people. They're only his second wife's kids. The one was grown, 26, married with a kid, living with her husband. Never knew Carl as a father, but it's my daddy, my daddy. The other one, to call him my daddy. Mr. Blue is their father, raised him, was in the home till 6 months before Carl. She acted like a prostitute with Carl. And as soon as they got married, she looked at him and said, I don't love you and you'll never touch me again. For 20 years, he lived in a loveless marriage that they abused him, and if he didn't do what they told, they beat on him. He was abused mentally and physically by those people and robbed of every dime. And thousands of $50,000-$60,000 of cash checks. And that one, Veronica, told his daughter, my oil-rich land of my father. He's not her father, and his land is not oil-rich. Even the neighbor that has oil well don't even get royalty checks they ever paid him to. No one gets a dime. I think one guy bar off Carl seeing him at some kind of water drop. Said he got $100 check. They said Carl's would have been $1,200 for the month. $1,200. That's not $1 million. He told them a year ago in May, the big money's gone. You already took it. Call him a liar. And they told that judge I was a gold digger. They already took all his money. He owes me money. You know, I moved him out to this mobile home, so it'd be on one level because he gets up and goes to the bathroom. We pay $900 a month to live here. He was a millionaire. Wouldn't live in a mobile home that I paid $900 a month. Now we got to move out of here. That judge was so crooked. I go to walk by. That office was down here. Said they paid thousands of dollars to find people, have her follow around, and they didn't see anybody. They lied to your face. The government paid millions. FBI informant. September 23rd, 2018 to October 5th, 2018. Stark County Courthouse Witness Protection Program. Threat and attempt life case. May 30th, 25, the Louisville police found him. Which that officer better been playing people. Playing people because he's going to be in a lot of trouble otherwise. See, in 2020, I reported the drug cartel at Faith Family Church, Michelle, all of them, to him. Told him there's an FBI case in the Stark County Courthouse. He didn't check. I want you to think about it. He didn't check. Outside, May 30th, 25, where that lady was outside. May 26th, 25, Walmart 62. They said the cartel said this whole thing is a scam from Bill from the Freemasons, including the dirty doctor scam of taping her unaware. That the whole thing's a scam. They were laughing about it at Summit Mall. I didn't think about this being a scam. They said the investigators found the original case. Said her ex-husband hired two men on his own. One said he was an attorney, so it made it legal. No, it didn't. What were the original investigators thinking? You know what they were thinking? Drug cartel on a platter like a Maslin police officer. We had told everybody stay out of this until we got all Will's drug connections. They were scamming that well to bring the cartel here. That officer said, this whole thing's a scam. He said, there's a real case. I was dumb to I look. I thought, shut up at this point. You know the FBI is listening. He said she mentioned her other job, that Lori, that they had killed her family member. And that the drug cartel was here in town. And she even knew who Henry Murphy was, and I didn't bother to check. I thought, shut up at this point. Just shut up. You know they're listening. He better been lying. Because, my God. And he said, I have been telling people not to believe her, not to help her. That's a federal crime. I dated police officers. You can never tell anybody not to believe somebody, not to help them. It's badgering. It's obstruction of justice, tampering with evidence, and tampering with witness. He better been playing those people so that they thought he was like that. He better not be like that. And he better not be interfering in a federal investigation. I told him in 2020 they were at Faith Family Church, including the ones that were impersonating the Portage County Sheriffs and the fake FBI agent that beat me. And Michelle was with him. And the guy impersonating the retired Judge P. Franks with Ludic was there. See, the Stark County Sheriff's already know. He could have showed up there and seen him for himself. 3,000 people seen him. They sold the login. You know, it was so bad in 18 and 19 and even 20. People knew stuff that I didn't know. They had to show up and tell me. You know how horrible it was when little kids would walk by me, sick they raped her. They shouldn't even know what the word rape means at 5. They were barely potty trained. Showing a sexual assault to a 5-year-old. Michelle's father needs arrested. And he's not the agent over my case. Agent John is. And he's the one trying to get his case against the cartel thrown out on a technicality. Where in 18 they came up to me. You try to tell one word what we're doing, we'll call you a liar. You tell anything we're doing, we'll tell everybody you're not credible. We'll ruin your reputation until you can't testify against us in court, and everything will get thrown out. Where they said, why are they calling Agent John a coward? We want him found not credible. He opened the case to defraud her. He didn't pay her. Had no right around her, so every drug cartel needs to walk. All you have to do is pay me, Agent John, and tell him, like they said a week ago outside Summit Mall, Kira never lied. She called the FBI hotline with threats and attempts on her life. Those people walked into an FBI office and confessed they were trying to kill her to several agents. You opened a threat and attempt to lie case for an FBI informant. And you knew you didn't have the authority to ask me to stay quiet. And you already confessed. You already talked to everyone. They knew the FBI was involved. You were just playing them. And of course, I'm going to pay Karen. She helped me get a lot of drug dealers. Pay me, and it all goes away. Then arrest them. It's Michelle's dad. You know, Memorial Day weekend 2019, Walmart 62, I was that white lady was there for it's my daughter. Her husband dates. It's for my daughter. They did all this for. And our family watching her doing this. She tried to say he met her in Ravenna. He had her way before Ravenna. Guys from Maslin. She was the one March 13, 21 with the fake FBI agent scamming Altman Hospital. She does know her husband's cheating with Michelle and Lauren from the drug cartel, right? Heavyset blonde girl. You know that, right? Michelle, her dad, his friends. Like they said yesterday, that's the one that her ex-husband's girlfriend's father and his friends ran a drug scheme on him. That Will is Michelle's dad. It's him and his friends. He's in debt to the drug cartel. That's why he's trying to get the drug cartel released. Agent John's case thrown out. Technicalities. Close the loopholes, honey. Arrest that bastard. He's trying to get them all released.